I've done the Wasatch 100.
What year?
Oh, so long ago.
Okay.
I had never run further than 10 miles. And then a friend of mine said, hey, I'm signing up for this thing called the Wasatch 100. I had no trail shoes. I don't know if I ever run on a trail. I said, yeah, I think I can do this.
Okay. We good? All right. Welcome back to the next aid station. I'm your host, Jake Kilgore. Now on my left, Mick Garrison. Far left today, Danny Bryson, WNBA analyst Danny Bryson.
That's my specialty.
In studio today, Danny's going to kick it with us. But you just came from a podcast, so now you're...
Dude, my lips are all warmed up. My tongue is loose.
Hell yeah.
Oh. Dim the lights. Danny is here. So we cut it because we wanted to catch the full story of where'd you just come from?
I just came from a podcast with two survivors, and as those words left my mouth, you became very animated.
So you were talking about Survivor, the best show on TV for the past 20 years.
Yeah. So I do a podcast every Tuesday with Rob Sesternino and Tyson Apostle. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah, you should know.
Yeah.
Utah native, Tyson Apostle. Also a friend of mine for a long time, probably 20 years. But yeah, and we talk about the news and any random stories that might pop up.
Okay, but they use their Survivor platform we're following to push a podcast.
Yeah, and Rob actually has tons of podcasts related to reality TV. And then Tyson does a handful of other podcasts and does his pickleball. And then there's just me, this random person.
Like, we'll have you.
And actually, I replaced, the hero of the Palisade Fires, the reality TV show, Mary Montague. Is that her last name?
I don't know, man.
Spencer Pratt. That's who I replaced, was Spencer Pratt.
Like, full time?
Yeah, he quit.
The TV show guy?
TV show. I think he was on some California.
Don't act like you didn't watch every episode. I know exactly.
What was the show? Do you remember?
The Hills.
The Hills. Yeah. So
you've never seen The Hills? You have all these teenage daughters.
Yeah, but the Hills
that was
old.
It was
like
old.
the OC in The Hills?
Yeah.
Why do you have an OC poster hanging up in your office? You're acting like you don't watch it.
Well, he's who I replaced, and he's, he was headed to the wilderness in reality TV, and then those fires happened, and he's like the face of the fire recovery in California.
Oh.
Battling the governor, battling the mayor of LA, so.
Well, he's going to be busy then.
PG&E.
Yeah.
That's always on fire.
Trying to fill out all that paperwork, get his house back up.
Dude, so I have applied for Survivor 10 times.
Okay.
I've gone to the live auditions. I almost went to the live auditions back in June, but we were just traveling home from California or somewhere, and I had to change my flight to San Fran or somewhere. I was like, I'll just fly home. But anyway, I have applied probably 10 times.
That's been his mission.
I hear Rob and Tyson talk about how much they get asked how to approach the application process. And it sounds like it's getting more and more difficult as they, from my casual observation, they restrict their recruit pool to previous players. Like how many people are just being drawn out from nowhere, especially with the 49th and 50th episode.
Yeah.
It seems like they're just pulling old players.
Sounds like Hard Rock lottery.
No, yeah.
Very much Hard Rock.
You're not in the club, bro.
So they have Dale's picks.
Make a new one.
Jeff Probst's picks.
Yeah, it seems like it's just, you got to know someone or already have played.
So nearly every episode last year of season 2 of the Next Aid Station, I ended nearly every episode with, I apologize, but maybe we'll try again, next week. Bad luck this week. We couldn't get Jeff Probst on the show. Maybe next week we'll get him on the show. That's how I ended every episode last year.
And did you bait him into coming on or something?
And tagged him, or what was the point?
Yeah, it was just, what's his name that does that? Like Jimmy Fallon or someone does that with Matt Damon. It's like, hey, sorry, I couldn't get Matt Damon on the show, but they're like best friends. But there's this battle that he could never get Matt Damon on his show.
Mm.
So I started doing that with Jeff Probst, but it didn't land.
Mm.
So
he's a bit difficult to work with, I think, maybe.
It sounds like it's, so I've done the math. We're going to tangent. This obviously was not on my list of things, but it's Survivor. So I'm all in.
Hell yeah. You'll go 2 hours on this.
Yeah. So just so I can break it down for our fans. This is the math I've done. There's 16.
Carry the 4 divided by pi. I'm not getting it.
Carry the 4. I've never carry the 1. So they have 16 contestants, 8 men, 8 women. I'm like, cool. Okay, well, I'm already cut in half, right?
Yeah.
I can only get one of the 8 men spots. You've got a black dude, you got the Asian dude, you got gay dude, you got
So you're in.
you got athletic hot guy, you got model.
You're not putting yourself in the athletic hot guy.
No, not anymore, bro.
Why don't you just identify as a hot guy?
So I went.
Yeah, what you were putting on your applications before, though, athletic hot guy.
I was like athletic hot guy. I'm like 30, 35. And then I kept going down the list and I lost hair and I went gray and I'm like, holy crap, dude. I got one spot. I got one shot. I'm the freaking old guy now.
Old guy, yep.
I'm the old, just white family guy.
But the problem is you're not old enough to be the old guy. You still look way too fresh-faced.
Yeah.
You got to be like the grizzled old guy.
I got to be over like 55, maybe 60.
Exactly.
So you got to put the tanning back.
You're in the no man's land
I am.
of the athletic world, where you're not the cool old guy who can do hard stuff. You're just the old guy who can't do hard stuff like the young kids.
That's why you didn't get on Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
You tried Mr. Beast too?
Yeah, I got like 3-4 rounds in.
Oh,
yeah.
awesome.
I got really close. Actually.
Same on Shark Tank. We were all the way to we're right there.
Years ago, Mick and I almost
We
got.
just can't finish.
Look at you guys.
We just can't finish.
I didn't know I was in the presence of royalty.
Of almost royalty.
Yeah.
We're like the
Of near misses, the royalty of near misses.
we're like the tourists of royal. We checked the castle out.
Yeah. We just like to name drop how we almost.
They gave us a
got on.
contract. We were going. I think they probably checked your background, saw that you were a
Shark Tank.
prison guy.
Bro.
Picked your ass out.
No, this was before I was indicted. Danny's like, hold on, I just got in a room with a guy who went to prison. Yes, Danny.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was, dude. I was not indicted yet. I promise you.
Indicted. That's like
You told me.
not
that
something you want to be able to apply to yourself when describing your timeline. Well, that was pre-indictment.
No, that's okay. So LDS background, my whole life has 2 big chapters of like, was that before or after my mission? Okay, was that before or after prison? It's my whole life. Everything is before or after prison. I was like, no, that was before prison. That was before indictment. Because I filled out the paperwork, I had to call my attorney because I was under investigation at this time. And the paperwork from the Shark Tank was like, have you ever been convicted of a felony? And I ring the lawyer up and he's like, no.
Okay, because you hadn't been convicted yet.
Correct. But were you currently under indictment? No. But it's already in the news and it's already this big splash on KSL. So he's like, you can say no to those things because that's the truth. The other side of that is it's public knowledge that your business and you and blah, blah, blah is under investigation. So yeah, Mick and I believe that we didn't get on Shark Tank because
of you.
Because of me.
And you've carried that resentment all these years. So
Let's get it right now.
My life could have been so different.
So Danny's here for a therapy session with Mick and Jake.
We started. It was a gift registry for the military called
Okay.
Soldier Send.
That's a good idea.
They would go on and pick all the stuff they wanted, and then loved ones or random people could send them care packages. So we started that at the exact same time as we started One Solar company we work for now. So yeah, who knows what would have happened if Mark Cuban would have dropped down some money, but
You're riding unicorns to the Super Bowl.
yeah.
Just having the best time of your life.
We were about to be business partners with Mark Cuban.
I don't really like him.
I was
so I'm
about
glad
to
we
be on
went.
Survivor. I was about to be on Mr. Beast. It's crazy how close we are to just stardom.
Yeah, you're close.
You're right there.
We're right there. I almost won. I almost got into Western States.
Mhm.
I almost got into UTMB that one time.
You're killing it.
Mr. Almost.
I almost hit all of these. But you know who almost did not get it done? Double negative, triple negative. Our boy, Jesse Rich, won Run, Rabbit,
Dude.
Run.
In the 17s?
I think he ran like the 5th fastest time of Run, Rabbit,
Seems
Run.
like every race, they have to compare it to, he ran the 6th fastest time, 2nd fastest time.
Yes,
Like, that's the most important fact.
it is.
Where is he in the fastest time?
5th fastest ever. But what's even cooler is his like story. He won Wasatch 100 like how long ago, Scott? Like 6 or 7 years ago? 8 years ago? 6, 7.
Oh, no. It's infected this place as well.
That's a.
Hey, that came
We
from...
found out about this on this podcast from Zach.
Zach was sitting right there. He's like, that's a thing, right? And we're both like,
Did he explain where it came from?
Yeah.
No, he usually no, but my 12-year-old son
that's
where
right.
it came from.
Yeah. Where did it come from? Because I got 6'7" last night. I was so irritated.
Okay, so I haven't looked it up. I'm just going to take
it. Just use him. I'm sure it's as viable as anywhere.
It's as viable as anything I'm going to find on Gronk or ChatGPT. It was from the basketball player
LaMelo
Ball.
Okay.
There's a song, something that says 6'7" or 6'7", and he happens to be 6'7". So he was rapping this song, and he was like 6'7", and he like
is it a TikTok thing?
And he was moving his hands like that, and it went viral on
that
TikTok.
Makes sense.
So everyone, because of LaMelo Ball saying 6'7" from this song, and he's 6'7", everyone in the world's like,
and that's why it's a 6'7", because that's what he did
6'7" with his hands.
So we said some 69 joke on here,
and it went over,
and
he's like, that's out.
Oh, because I finished 67th place in the White Pine 50.
Okay,
and he or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was mad because I could have slowed down and
let 2 people go by.
Yeah. And so then Zach's like, well, that like 6'7" is a big thing right now.
It's like the new thing. He educated us. Now all of our listeners are in, bro.
Oh,
they're all in.
What a public service.
Sounds like you hate me too. How stupid. So why do you keep saying that?
Once again. So Jesse Rich,
you ran with him, right?
Bro, I was thinking about this over the weekend. This is probably where I pay homage, because back in May, I had potentially my toughest training run of the summer. I decided to go on a run with Tanner Singleton, Jose Cruz, Jesse Rich, Eli White. And Jose Cruz sends a text the night before. Yeah, we're going over here to do this and that. We're meeting over here. We're doing this trail. And we're planning on pushing the pace.
Yeah, that's not very good.
The winner of the Wasatch 100 and Run Rabbit.
I'm like, cool. I'm in. Like, I'm trying to get faster.
Yeah.
I need to run with faster people. I still have trauma from that day.
What happened?
But the homage that I'm paying is like, because of the base foundation of that training run that I gave to Jose Cruz, he won the Wasatch 100. Because I was there pushing the pace with Jesse Rich, he won Run Rabbit Run. So you're welcome to the 2 of the fastest runners in Salt Lake. If you guys ever need me to like push the pace and really get you over the hump to that win, I'm here for it. That's
what you're for? Hump clearing?
I'm here for a hump clearing, humping, anything.
Pace crushing.
Yes.
That sounds like another almost.
You're so generous. It's so generous with
He's
his
a nice guy.
Yeah.
So Jesse is he's going to be at our finish line at DC Peaks.
Okay.
He runs a nutrition company. He's a coach. He's super dope. You're like, really?
What does that mean, nutrition?
What's
nutrition company? Are you creating foods that I can eat, or are you advising people on the foods they should eat?
I think he's a nutritionist. Okay. There we go. Yeah. So I think that's like his, it is his profession, but I think it's like his, do you get a degree in that? I think he has a degree.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Nutrition school.
Yeah. So like
all the time.
Yeah.
Sports nutrition podcast. Too.
Oh, sports nutrition podcast. And his stuff on his Instagram is very dialed into, all nutrition, the carbs per hour, all this stuff. So he'll be at our finish line. He's got a little booth, and he'll be picking up clients and coaching and just being a part of our vibe at the finish line on October 4th.
Nutritional vibes.
So yeah, if you want to catch a glimpse of the RRR winner, just come to the DC Peaks finish line. Jesse will be there.
Yeah, I'm proud of him, dude. He crushed it.
He's been on a road.
We didn't pick him to win it, but we did mention him, and I'm like, being in the 17s, that's crazy.
bro. He ended up crushing the course. On my fantasy free trail, I filled out fantasy free trail right before the race started. I picked Jesse 5th. He's the only one I got right, even in the top 5. I didn't even get anyone in there.
How did Arlen do?
I got no one right. What?
Oh, he dropped. Arlen down to 30.
He 32nd overall, 25 hours.
Zach was 24 hours.
What the hell?
Yeah, Zach was 24. Sam was 23. John Harris took 2nd. I think it was his first 100.
Oh.
I think.
That's been happening.
Could be wrong.
That's been happening.
JP Giblin has always been fast. He ended up taking 3rd. We mentioned him.
Hang on a sec. The videos that I was watching of yours, you're doing crazy. You're doing like 10,000 feet of climbing in one shot. Do you do these races too?
Yeah,
I've done one. I've done the Wasatch 100.
What year?
Oh, so long ago. Okay. I had never run further than 10 miles. And then a friend of mine said, hey, I'm signing up for this thing called the Wasatch 100. I had no trail shoes. I don't know if I'd ever run on a trail. I said, yeah, I think I can do this. So he said all the training. And the one thing I felt like he did too much of was we started doing long runs, which as I got older, I realized were not necessary. We were doing like 130+ miler a week. It was just like way too much.
Mm-hmm.
But I had never heard of salt replenishing ever. So I got halfway just puking my guts out. And someone there, I had lost almost as much weight as you can lose. I was just a couple pounds away.
Ooh.
Someone said, well, how much salt have you been taking? Like, I don't know. Why would I be taking salt? Well, like, dude, take some of these tablets.
So why would I train? And why would I acre?
Wait, so in your...
Finished?
I finished, yeah.
So those of you listening are beloved fans, if you will, listeners. Mediocre Amateur, Danny Bryson, that's on his hat.
Yeah. My wife is like, you never... That's not her voice.
That's her voice. That sounds just like
her.
her.
Like it. It's like, you are so bad at promoting your stuff. So I'm like, I'll wear the hat.
Yeah, rock the hat.
I mean, you got over 100,000 followers.
Yeah, I think
110,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Subscribers.
But I was scrolling through the videos this weekend. You've been doing it for like 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
Did you start YouTube?
No, but I started 10 years ago because I was on a failed TV show about running. And I just thought I could do that. Like I could make a show like that, but I wouldn't want all of the BS that they tried to fabricate. They always wanted drama. You know, they would try. You guys know, you're reality TV guys. You've been in there.
Oh, yeah. We know what it's like.
So they try to fabricate all this drama. I said, I just wanted to be straight up as honest as you can make a video. And so, yeah, I started making videos about 10 years
What
ago.
was the show?
100 Miles from Nowhere.
And
It got canceled halfway through.
So you were talking like a few episodes.
4 episodes got released. We made 8 total.
So you made 8 episodes. They only showed 4.
I think they had a legal problem, which obviously they're not going to tell us, because they could only show the episodes we filmed in the U.S. They never showed any of our international travel. It was very bizarre. Yeah.
Permits.
Probably.
Hey, it's this good thing that got canceled. Look what happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at look at
you now, man.
YouTube.
So Mediocre Amateur.
That was part of the name at first. The only comments I would get is you've got a stupid name, right? And the name was to disarm, because the whole thing was I didn't want people to think I thought they were cooler than them. I didn't want anyone to think that I was a pro. I just wanted people to get, like I said, the most honest representation of who I was out in the woods. And so I did this so that they couldn't hate on me as hard, because I wasn't declaring that I was the most awesome dude on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah. And now you're like the Kilian Jornet of Utah. Kilian Jornet.
Oh my God.
Can I tell you, when I watched that, like I was scared.
Oh.
So Mick immediately was like, I'm not going with him.
When you climb the Matterhorn, I'm like, I'm not doing that shit.
Oh my gosh, Matterhorn was so cool.
I mean, I believe you.
I think you could do it. This is the thing. People, first of all, I'll admit, anyone here who has used a GoPro, that it adds 20 degrees to every slope, right?
Oh.
So, but there's no better camera. So you look at anything and you're like, other than the center of the shot, everything sloping to the side is overrepresented in steepness. Now, the Matterhorn is a sheer face that drops 3,000 feet down to that old glacier, but it's got these giant like ropes from the shore. You know, they're using to tie up ships that you're using to grab onto. is so cool.
But like, if my legs are, do you feel that, or do you have like a different level where your legs are shaking? Like,
sewing. What do they call them? Sewing machine legs.
Is that what?
Yeah, when they're going like that.
That's like dangerous. I can't help you. But if you have like enough experience and you just have a certain mindset where you can just crush it.
I think if I got you up there on a nice summer day, I don't think you'd have a problem. I think we could summit and eat a sandwich and go back down. It would be an awesome day.
Like grandeur?
I've never actually gone up grandeur. It's talked about so much. I've avoided it my whole life.
But you do everything else. You're like, oh, grand.
Sorry to derail this.
Yeah, we can go back at any time.
Well, I was just curious. Like, I'm list guy. You know, hit me with the top 5 NBA players of all time, that type of thing. Do you have like your like what your podium would be of peaks?
Favorite peaks?
Yeah.
It changes. Honestly, I'm one of those people who is useless because I love mountains so much. Like, that's why I run. I was thinking about it on my way up here. Like, why do I run? I don't really like running, but it gets me to places that I love more than anything else. So I love the Matterhorn. It was crowded. I've heard of people being trapped behind lines that put them up there for 20 plus hours, which is insane.
Bro, that's Everest.
Yeah.
Everest looks so
Everyone's like, could you climb Everest? I'm like, yes, I would never want to. $100,000 to stand in a line on a small weather window.
$100,000 now?
The permit, I think, is $50,000. So if you use a guided service, I want to say that you're probably paying another $50,000.
And you just stand in line.
If you've got a weather window.
With the Sherpa.
And you're standing next to corpses. They're frozen.
What's the one in Washington?
Right here?
Corpse.
You did that. You had to go around. There was a bunch of people on that one too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So on the ranger called the dog route, Disappointment Cleaver, it is crowded. And you're sitting behind rope lines and they're going their own speed. The rules in the mountain are different with mountain guides. It's gotten better, but it used to be like 10 years ago, they hated speed people. So they would yell at you, they would curse at you as you would pass around these rope groups because they just didn't like this new growing group of athletes who didn't want to go slow.
All the ultra runners.
All the ultra runners. My first time running the Grand, I got yelled at like 2 or 3 times. You're going to kill people. You're being reckless. The Grand Teton. Sorry, the Grand Teton.
I have not been there yet.
Yeah, you just get yelled at. Not as much anymore, but 10 years ago, people were pissed that these people were going out.
Did you see that Sinceri?
Yeah.
Michelino? Bro, what do you think about that?
You're talking about the guy who did the shortcut?
Michelino.
That's lame. That's unbelievably lame, but also not surprising from a national park. I am not a fan of the National Park Service or even the Forest Service. And I feel bad saying that because I like the people that work there. But as an organization, the last thing they want is people enjoying the mountains. That's at the bottom of their list.
But in Europe,
that's weird.
Oh, I love Europe for that reason. They're like, hey, you want to jump off this cliff? Here's a platform. Let's build it into the side of the mountain.
Yeah.
Here, they're like, straight from the trail. You will get back on the trail right now.
Or we're going to cite you and the Department of Justice will come after you.
Yeah. And if you've ever been on the Grand, it is very confusing, especially some sections about where exactly the trail is. And so that guy did a shortcut that was probably well established and 1 million people do every year. And they just decided to go after him.
Because he got an FKT and it was.
And he made, Now they charge you to film there. You have to apply. It's a $300.
You can't just film?
No, you cannot film for social media purposes.
Get out of here.
It's a $300 application, and they're being sued for that too.
Jeez.
Well, every runner has a phone.
Mm-hmm.
So you pull your phone out, record,
So they're probably not going after the people who are small.
Okay. But like film crew.
Film crews, probably big YouTubers, people like that. Yeah, you have to pay to apply, but that does not guarantee you a permit.
Oh my
right?
God.
Are you surprised?
No. What?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so back to your peaks then.
Okay, sorry. Ooh, I could talk forever, but
no, it's great.
The Matterhorn is definitely up there. I would also say that Gannett Peak in the Wind Rivers, done in a day, felt unbelievably remote. And
is that
like
Wyoming?
Yeah, Wyoming.
Okay.
It was
out of all the places in the world.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's kind of cool.
Wind River.
I would love to hear that.
Grand Teton, Matterhorn.
Yeah, the Wind Rivers was awesome. Let's see. I loved the Eiger when we did the west face of the Eiger.
Mm-hmm.
The Swiss Alps, to me, just one of those few places that I could go on any trail in the Swiss Alps.
Is that the one where you saved some guy?
No, that was Mont Blanc.
Oh.
And that guy should not have been there. He had been left by his group.
Did you summit Mont Blanc?
I've summited it once
Okay.
from the route. I don't even know what the routes are called, but the route from the Cosmic Hut is where we were when we caught this guy who'd been abandoned. And there was a storm coming, and we roped up with him to bring him down, and he was he was not capable of doing anything.
Okay, what country was he from?
Russia.
Yeah, okay.
So
He's in that category.
he was just tripping and falling. And I remember we had a conversation. This is something you have to consider. Am I putting my life at risk to put this guy on my rope line? I mean, he just did not know how to get down the mountain. So we cut him loose and ran to catch the last tram.
You cut him loose.
Meaning, like, we got him as far as we could. And then on the flat section,
Best of luck. Peace.
yeah, we're like,
See you, bro.
we have to get the last tram. Like, we've been delaying to get you down this. And we just cut him loose and ran. He's probably still up there wandering around.
He's still there, yeah, 9 years later.
Yeah, 9 years. So, back to the peaks.
I'm guessing on the not podium list, you're not going to pick the overcrowded ones, right?
You know what? Overcrowded.
Well, like, which ones were disappointing? We were like,
One was disappointing. And it was Kilimanjaro.
Dude,
I was like, this is so stupid.
I told you, bro. I said, I'm out on Kilimanjaro and Everest. I've said that. My brother did Kilimanjaro. My mom just did it last year. She's 70.
Yeah.
I'm like, my mom did it.
I
that's cool for her. I don't want to go do that over 5 days and stand in lines and carry my poo around.
Exactly.
I'm out.
And by the way, no one's carrying their poo. There's poo all over the place. But
No one?
not that I could tell. You'd go around. You'd go around a corner, and you're like, oh, okay, all right. This is where people are. This is a bathroom right here. Yeah. The problem with Kilimanjaro is, I thought for a brief moment I would do the 7 summits. I didn't care about Everest, but I thought, I could get into some of these.
Yeah.
First, I looked at the price. Some are they're out of my price range. I can't go to Antarctica. I'm not going to do Nepal. But I'm like, I'll start with Kilimanjaro. So I tried to find an outfitter, and I kept saying in my emails, I want to do this fast.
Yeah.
And all of them said, you can't do it any faster than 5 days, which is a lie, right? They don't want you to go faster than 5 days.
Yeah.
I had 7 people. I was by myself, the only person in the group, and I was assigned and told I had to take with me 7 people with me. I had 1 backpack because I go light.
But couldn't you summit in a day and back?
Absolutely.
Like we could.
Oh, yeah. All of us here, we could do it.
But they don't let us?
They don't want you to because they get their tip by the day. So which guide is going to give up 5 days of tips?
You're like, bro, I'll tip you for the 5 days, but I want to go up and back.
Yes. So that's the way to approach it. If you are thinking about doing it, you just have to find the right person and pay the right price.
Yeah.
And I did not know that. And I'm like, this is such a waste of my time.
Yeah.
5 days.
My brother did it. My mom did it. I've seen people, do it on, they'll Strava it. And I see the pictures and I see the times. I'm like, you went like 8 hours and you went like 2.5 miles.
I know. So true.
And
they're not carrying their stuff. You're not carrying stuff.
So what are you doing? You stand in line and then take another dump and then walk a few more feet?
You're just walking. My guide said to me, he was telling me when I should drink. And finally,
true pacer.
Finally, I said, do not ever tell me when to drink again. I said, I think I understand how drinking in the mountains works.
Like, bro, I can smoke you.
I did. At that moment, I left him. I was told I had to be with him at all times, or if the ranger caught me without my guide, I could get in trouble. I'm like, I can't be around. I can't go that slow. This is driving me crazy. Oh, frustrating.
Okay. You're like, I should. So it's obvious that you do a ton of research before you hit a peak. It seems like it. You're acting very well.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know.
Well, in Kilimanjaro, I did because as I was looking into it, I kept discovering new rules. And I was becoming more and more like worried that something would hold me up when I got there. So I'm like, I'm not going to fly 22 hours to find out that there's a closed gate, which happens a lot to me. So yeah, that one I did.
So you've had like you were making a video and you had to DNF and scrap the video.
Yeah, that happens quite often, especially in spring. You just can't plan for a snowdrift that goes over a road or, some condition that you didn't plan for.
Is this your full-time thing now, Mediocre Amateur?
No, I have a job.
Boring.
Yeah. It's actually
I'm an accountant.
Good job. No, I'm not.
I'm an IRS agent.
Yeah, I'm an IRS. I want to see your books. Now, show me your books.
Putting the books up, baby.
No, I do have a job, but I have a lot of free time.
The old work from home.
No, my family runs a ranch, and I maintain the 2 buildings there in the roads. So my joke is I'm a plumber because I do a lot of bad plumbing. But yeah, that's what I do.
Have you ever gone up and like you were planning on using one of those little sheds that they have, and then there was someone in there? Because I'm watching you and I'm watching the videos, and you'll go to one, and I'm like, how awkward would it be if you open and you're like, oh, we occupied, but I have to come in here with you or I'm gonna die.
Yes. So I convinced one of the guys I used to travel with. I said, look, let's go climb. It's last minute. He shows up in Chamonix to climb Mont Blanc. And I said, we got this hut, talking about closed gates. So I had done minimal research. It was last minute. We get to the hut and the doors closed, locked up, chained. It's like nighttime. It's falling. I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. I just feel so responsible for, when you travel with other people and you've made all the plans, there's all this weight on your shoulders. I'm like, I've really screwed up. But then we saw someone coming down. He goes, oh, there's a winter emergency hut up ahead, which is what you're describing. First come, first serve. So we show up and we get like the last 2 bunks. It smelled horrendous. Oh. It was filled. I was sleeping like this far from the ceiling on a bunk. And then more people showed up. There were people sleeping on the floors, under the tables, under benches. I'm like, so it is. It's just come on in.
Is this when you did Tour de Mont Blanc?
No, this is just climbing Mont Blanc. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that you fast packed it, but that was by yourself.
Yeah, I was by myself.
I saw that. And I watched the first video where you were supposed to go like 50K.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't do enough research.
Yeah.
I'd emailed that refuge and said, are you open? It says online that you are open.
Mid-October or early October.
Yeah, and no one responded.
Bro, he was doing the Tour de Mont Blanc fast pack over 3 days by himself. Basically 50K per day, give or take. He gets to the 50K mark, whatever city it was, and he was emailing them, and hopefully they're still open. He gets there, shows the video. I'm looking at the video.
Yeah.
All the windows are like boarded shut. He's like,
well, way over there.
Bro, he just went 10 hours.
Yeah. So now I'm looking at a 50-mile day rather than 30.
Bro, he had just gone up 50K with 15,000 feet of climbing.
Oh.
And he's thinking he's going to get a shower, bed, and food. And he's like, well, I guess I'm going another 18 miles.
Ouch.
There's no other option. I guess you could lay down and sleep. And actually, I ended up doing this leapfrogging with this guy all like in the middle of the night. He and I just going back, but not talking because we didn't know if the other person spoke English. Yeah.
And you had to go to Courmayeur, right?
Yeah, I had to go to Courmayeur, and he just disappeared. At one point, I just never saw him again until like the next morning he showed up. I said, dude, what happened? Finally, I had to talk to him. I'm like, where did you go? He's like, oh, I just slept in the dirt resort right there. I'm like, oh, okay.
And you went all the way to
I went all the way to Courmayeur. I'm like, I am getting a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I will murder someone for a Coca-Cola.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So you just came from a podcast that talks a lot about news.
Yeah.
And things. So you were talking about the big news of last week?
The guy who
some guy that I heard got shot last week.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Walmart guy who walked in with his alligator support animal and they said no. That's what we were talking about.
Alligator?
He's talking Charlie Kirk.
Oh.
You guys didn't go.
He didn't even know who he was.
I didn't know who he was. I
was dying laughing.
I don't follow him, but I do know who he is because in my email, I just get it. I mean, you can't stop email now, right?
Yeah.
Because we've gone beyond that until AI can control it. So all the emails I'm getting from Turning Point and his name, just like that's the only way I know, is I'm getting spammed so hard. I'm on a mailing list somewhere, everywhere, apparently.
So trail running podcast, I was like, I'm not talking about Charlie Kirk. I'm whatever. It sucks. Like, someone died. That's obviously not a good thing. It's not cool. We don't need to talk about it. But I was like, the story that came out of it that got my attention and has had my attention for a few days is, Scott, scroll down right, number 3, George Zinn. Do you guys know who George Zinn is?
No.
George Zinn was the old man that was like, I
that
shot him.
Oh, yes. Intentionally said it to buy some time for the.
They were dragging him around. His pants came off.
Which happens a lot in arrests.
Yeah.
Yeah, like pants. When people get hit by cars, their shoes blow off. And then when people get arrested, their pants fall down.
Bro, he was just hanging out in his garments.
Yeah,
He's kicking in his garment bottoms.
From what I heard, this guy's a problem. And it was like known.
They call him a pest, like a political pest.
So this is the story that, first of all, that was super weird. And I'm like, what? And you were telling me when we were in Vegas.
Yeah, because
you're like, this old man, he's claiming he did it. And he's like, shoot me. I shot him. He's causing
we're sitting there in these meetings. And see,
we're in Vegas.
Said like some guy died. I thought it was way bigger than some guy died. This sucks.
Yeah.
And I was pissed.
Yep.
And so I'm like trying to be down in these meetings.
Solar meetings.
And I'm like, I don't care about what anyone's saying. Like, this is in Utah. This is huge news. Like, I'm in shock. So I'm trying to be in these meetings, and I'm like,
but he's not
watching the video of this guy getting arrested, and Jen's texting me like it wasn't him, and I'm like, well, he's saying shoot me. What do you mean it wasn't him?
Yeah. So then this article came out like yesterday on him. Apparently, back in 2013, when the Boston bombing went down, that's when I first started running. That was the first year I started running marathons, 2013. And the Boston bombing occurs. He emailed like the race directors of the Salt Lake City Marathon and was like, hey, do you guys need help planting bombs at the finish line?
That's what he wrote them?
And he got charged, obviously. So he's been a problem for a hot minute. And I'm like, okay, well, that ties into trail running and ties into like when I started running. And I'm like, this guy, that's what it said on the article yesterday.
Something's wrong with him.
No. Dad?
Maybe he's my dad.
He's stable.
He's stable.
I'm like, yeah, so I don't know how he finds himself in these, I don't think he puts himself in these situations.
Being that something happens that can get him some notoriety.
I don't know, dude.
Why would you yell, shoot me? Like, what?
Why didn't anyone shoot him?
Because he was already arrested with his pants down.
They're like, I'm so, I feel bad for you. Like, why would I shoot you?
It's like never punch a man with glasses on. I've never shoot a man with his pants off. Disrespectful. Put your pants on.
There was a video on the internet. A guy used to go confront people and then pull his pants down to show how it would disarm people. He did this until he went into the inner city, and someone came up behind him, and there's a video of it because his crew would film him from across the street. He's challenging someone to a fight. He pulls down his pants. What he doesn't know is there's a guy behind him with a gun, and he barely, you should watch it. Like, that was his whole video, was like, people won't fight you if you've got your pants down. Great strategy. Every parent tells their kid as they go into junior high, just disrobe and it'll disarm. Disrobe to disarm. And so, it's a wild video. So,
oh my God.
Take your pants off, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I was just pretty blown away. First of all, by his actions at the event. And then I read this article and I'm like, no way.
Right.
How is he
anyone like that?
How does he, could you imagine getting an email as a race director?
No, right after Boston?
Right after the Boston bombing?
No,
Boston Marathon? Wild. Then how about this one? Larry Ellison's stock. You guys know who Larry Ellison is?
Yes.
Did you see this? This was crazy. So he's co-founder, largest shareholder of Oracle. He owns roughly 40% of Oracle. In one day, Oracle's stock jumped like 41%, netting him $100 billion in one day.
What will he do with all that?
He for a minute that morning when the stock market opened, he was the wealthiest man on earth. By the time the stock settled and whatever, he dropped just below Elon Musk. But for a hot second,
Poor guy.
last week we talked about the lottery winning 1.2 billion, 1.8 billion if you won the lottery, 2 weeks ago. It's just fun to mess around. I'm like, this dude just woke up and checked his phone and was like, that was $100 billion.
How is that even exciting for somebody that rich?
Right. I used to remark when Musk would tweet, this is going back, I don't even remember how many years, he could lose billions of dollars through one tweet. And that always blew my mind, that there was that much power in just a handful of words. And he didn't even seem to care.
It didn't matter, because then he could just tweet something else to spike
right?
back up.
Yeah, which is his strategy sometimes. But it just kind of blew my mind, like, oh, he just lost $11 billion because he wrote something.
When he was on Joe Rogan, he smoked some pot.
Yeah.
And people went crazy after that.
Like his stock plump.
Oh, I bet it went
people were, all his shareholders.
That is
pissed.
stupid. But yeah, again, he probably could care less. These guys are approaching like $500 billion.
Yeah, I think Elon
like,
just did that $1 trillion pay package. At least he voted. I tried to get it voted through. I think it went through.
Is he gonna be the first trillionaire?
Yeah, if they meet their whatever.
If they get to Mars?
Yeah, if they get to Mars, that's the thing.
If he gets that community on Mars,
yeah,
colony.
Would you go?
Call it. Would I go to Mars?
Yes.
If it was sponsored by Rockstar,
would
they paid my way?
If you could take a tour out into space, circle the moon, come back, would you do it? I know you would.
I mean, I would. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, like I love scuba diving. I go once every few years. It's another world, dude. Like we don't even know the depths of all that. I feel like space is similar.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much out there.
No.
You'd be scared?
I mean, when we went camping, like 5 miles from our house, I was like, yes. I got home, shower, my own bed. I'm like, I'm not going to the moon.
I would go. Why wouldn't you go to the moon?
If it was like a day thing, I guess the moon's pretty close.
A day thing.
What does it take now? They're faster. It's 9 months.
It's like 200 and something thousand miles away. I think it's going to take a little while.
Okay, so if you're gone for a year, I'm out.
Yeah, well, to go to the moon, I bet you could do that in a couple days, like 5 days.
Okay.
You got to poo into a Ziploc bag type thing.
That would be fun
for that.
Bro, is your food is it just floating with you? That's cool.
Okay, if it was 5 days, I don't know. You do all your recording by yourself.
Yeah, most of the time.
And you got to set it down, run, come back.
Oh.
You get extra mileage.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So, okay, before we go to the moon, I mean, I feel like you would make a damn good moon video. You're like, look, I peaked the moon.
Right? Greatest moon video out there.
The moon. I think that would be great. Would you?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Is it? Are you like? How much of it is you're pushed because of the YouTube channel and the followers? You feel like they're with you, versus just it's who you are, and you'd probably do this shit anyway.
So people ask me, "Oh, I think about doing what you're doing," which is cool. I'm fine with that
because I don't want to go do that by myself.
Yeah, by yourself is different. But I tell people, if you don't love making videos, don't start a YouTube channel. If it's about trying to get followers or be famous, you'll fade. I loved making videos. I still love making videos. I always volunteer my services to people and they don't believe me, right? I'm like, hey, yeah, I'll come film you. And they just ghost me because like, that's stupid. Why would anyone do that? What's he hiding, right? But I love making videos. It does become tedious. I love filming other people, not myself. So I make those videos so I can do other videos. Now I'm trapped in this cycle. Mm-hmm. I love going and climbing mountains, but I don't always want to make the video when I'm by myself. But if I don't make the video, I don't have the money to go climb the mountains. So now I'm like caught in this loop of like, to do it, I have to do it.
So are you on like a schedule of I got to do a video a month?
I would like to do every 2 weeks is my goal. It's not practical, but that's what I try to aim for.
Especially once you start venturing outside of like the travel.
Yeah, that's the other thing is you try to do things that are interesting to you, but might also be interesting to others. and it just becomes hard after 10 years.
So what's the, like, we're entering winter, you start looking at like Southern Hemisphere?
Yeah, so New Zealand, I went there last year. I want to do the Milford Sound run. It's pretty cool. They drop you off. You have a limited time. It's boat-based. So you have to be dropped off and within X amount of hours show up at the other boat dock or they leave you, which is cool, which is an added element.
Go.
Wow.
Right? Yeah. So you can pay to have them come back and pick you up. I think it's like $600 if they do an
And what's the route to get there?
It's like 45 miles. I think I want to say it has 8,000 feet of climbing. I'm not
And
there
you got
numbers.
How long?
You have like 11 hours, 12 hours.
That's a good pace.
It is a good pace. So I ran the Kepler because I couldn't do the Milford. I didn't have a GPS thing. And it's similar. And I'm like, I'll just test myself. And yeah, it was tough.
I don't think I'm making that. How many? 8,000 feet of climbing?
Yeah, out of memory.
How long did
you would make that?
How long?
You would be chasing cars.
How long did the last 5 miles take me?
You'd be chasing cutoffs the kids mood.
But it was hard for me to make that.
Just see that boat fading away.
Oh, well, you did.
I'm just all
Yeah.
$600. Sponsors got me.
Yeah, you did White Pine 50, which is 50 miles in
9,200 feet.
9,200. You did that in like 13 and a half or something ish. So
Yeah, I'm not making the.
Well, but you're in the Southern Hemisphere, so you should run faster.
Totally.
Because the globe and stuff.
Yeah,
Gravity
changes.
There's less gravity.
Pulls you up
There's
there.
less gravitational pull.
The YouTube world watching me might make me run a little faster.
Yeah, you do feel a little pressure.
If I was with you guys and you're like, bro, we're going. So
If
get
I'm
your ass
filming
in
you,
gear.
you'll probably give you a little bit of extra energy. Like, oh, dude, I'm being filmed. I got to pretend like I run this hard.
I think
Yeah,
that's true.
it's
That's
like-
how I get my kid to take medicine.
Yeah.
I record him and I'm like, just do it for other kids that don't dare to take their medicine. Show them how. And he just does it. He
works?
rallies. Yes.
He's like, I'll show him.
I still not running in 11 hours.
All right, Scott, can you pull up the statement from Joyline?
Is it on our Instagram?
Yeah, it's on her Instagram. I don't know if you follow this, Danny. Do you know who Joyline Chepnego is?
Mm-mm.
She got nailed
Oh,
a week ago.
the doper.
The dope.
Yeah.
There you go. The doper. So she released this statement last week as a follow-up. I think probably because she listened to our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
She listened to us talk about it last week, and she's like, I better release something. Because
Yeah.
Salomon dropped me. Now the next aid station guys are talking about me. So
Definitely.
it's an interesting couple of pages.
Couple
There's-
of pages.
Summarize.
Yeah, a couple of posts. I'll summarize it for you. She kind of tugs at the heartstrings a little bit, I'll say. I don't know if she's deflecting or just being honest that I'm 26 years old. I'm a single mom of 2 kids.
Tough.
That's how she opens.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, first world people are like, okay, should I feel bad for her? I don't know. I think I should. She comes from, circumstances in Kenya, right? Anyway, she basically goes in and admits that she took this, and she's had this knee pain thing, and she didn't know. I think, Scott, correct me if I'm wrong. I'll just read this first part. My knee was first injured during my debut at Sierra Zenal in 2024, so a year ago, and the pain persisted until the end of that season. And then this year she competed in a couple other races, and it kept hurting. Go to the next one. Anyway, so in Kenya, we have very limited access to standard medical treatment and professional sports support. Out of desperation, I went to a pharmacy in the city of Nairobi to seek help. The practitioner recommended an injected painkiller, assured me it was not doping, and said it would help me recover in time. I accepted the injection because I feared I would not be able to participate otherwise. This happened 2 weeks before Sierra Zenal. So I don't know. She admits to doing it, admits to being like negligent and just taking some dude's word for it. Oh, you're not doping, you're fine. Injects her.
Would you trust an African doctor to tell you what the rules are for racing in Europe?
I wouldn't trust an American doctor.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust a European doctor. She's the number one female runner in the world this year. Like she was gonna win Trail Runner of the Year, in my opinion.
I don't think you can plead ignorance.
that's kind of where I'm like, I feel like there's some lines in there where she's tugging at some heartstrings, looking for some empathy or sympathy, where I'm like, sure, I feel bad that you are a single mother of 2. That must be really hard to be a pro trail runner from Kenya. But then at the same time, she's like, yeah, I was desperate and I went and did this, and that sucks.
Out of other single mothers stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And out of all the people that should know and should take care,
A Salomon.
out of all the people that are going to be tested, you would think a number 1 would be the most concerned about whatever they put in their bodies.
And this is she goes on, like, this is her livelihood.
Yeah.
It's estimated that she, I think between Sierras and all and OCC made like $50,000 in prize money and bonus money.
It was nice for her to cover for her coach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's under a lawsuit too.
Yeah.
That didn't, I'm like, okay, when I read that. He had no idea.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have let me run anyway. This was all me.
Yep.
Sure.
So he didn't know you had the knee pain, and you didn't tell him you were going to take that shot. No. I don't know if I believe both of those or either of those statements.
You're like, I don't know if I care.
I feel like this is, what would you say? In the world of trail running, we're entering that stage of doping, right? Where it is now becoming worth it to dope. But we're not quite to the point where we're, testing everybody's blood and holding it for 10 years or whatever. So it's like maybe we're in that time when people still think they can get away with it. And but it seems like it's going to become tougher and tougher.
Well, and I've listened to and read some things where they're not doing like off season or in season testing. They're only doing testing within, immediate results of big races.
Yeah.
That's it. So you can take stuff all year long as it's gone by the time you race and test. So she took this 2 weeks out. I'm speculating, hoping that it wouldn't be there when you test post race.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks out, that's kind of far-ish. If if they weren't testing for it, I'm hitting that thing like 3 days before.
So are you supporting the Dope Olympics?
I am.
She needs Lance Armstrong's team.
Yeah, she's got the wrong
He ain't
squad.
getting caught.
No.
Yeah, the testing is always behind the drug. Right.
Yes.
That is what they always say in cycling, at least.
Always. Well, and there's a lot more money. If there's a lot more money in it,
as the money increases. Yeah.
The testing is behind.
Well, that's what's happening.
Well, we had a comment. I'm going to scroll to the comment. I'm just going to read this comment that I put. We always read comments at the end of our show.
Mm-hmm.
Someone hit us with this comment. Once again, another great podcast. And another awful PED take.
What, did we have a take?
What was the take?
I think we had a bunch of takes.
Okay.
Mick was more like, I don't care.
About people taking drugs?
I'm like, no, we were just we're like, if everyone's doing it and it just becomes a game of who can catch who and you're chasing them, do you want to just open it up? That was how we...
Yeah. Well, the problem, when you watch Lance Armstrong race and you saw Ulrich, right? Wasn't that the guy who always got second place?
Yeah.
The minute Lance Armstrong says, I doped, everyone knows that so did Lars Ulrich. I want to say that's his name, full name. And that's because it really is a game of dopers. How do you compete with a strong Lance Armstrong who's doping unless you're also doping? It puts everybody under suspicion because you couldn't keep up with him unless you also were doing the same thing.
Well, it's college NIL. All these college and basketball and football colleges, they were all illegally recruiting and paying under the table.
Oh, yeah.
LeBron gets a Hummer in high school and all this stuff. That's been going on for decades.
Yeah.
Then they finally we'll stop picking and choosing which wrist we decide to slap. And we'll just open up this NIL thing and start paying college athletes. Similar vein for me is like, okay, are we just, to Mick's point, we're playing a game and we're chasing, just open it up.
All the MLB players that were doing it, and we're like, I'm on the surface, we could say like, I'm not saying I want you to do this. Maybe I don't care, but I'm saying like, but if everyone's doing it and everyone knows everyone's doing it, and we're playing this game and spending all this money and we're trying to catch you and we're showing up to your parties and we need you to
Yeah, my take is probably more the line of like, I definitely agree in an equal playing field.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be an equal playing field. What are we doing if it's not? Like, what are we actually racing for if some people can and some people can't? Some people do, some people don't. It should just be equal. So if they're all doing this one thing and they're all hiding it this one way, like, who cares?
Yeah, the Trump boys want to do a dope Olympics. That's why I brought it up. Is it something that they pitch as a business idea? Let everyone just pump themselves full of as much junk as they want. But I feel like in stuff like this, I know it's impossible to keep it clean. It really just is. But I think as like an average person, when you're out there running, you kind of want to compare yourself to these people. And if they dope, it puts them on a they're up here.
They're already better anyway.
Yeah, they're already better, but now that's unreachable, And it's just like fun to think, oh, well, I could do this if I just trained hard enough. Now it's like, I could do this if I trained hard enough, had a doctor, and also got prescribed the right drugs and spun my blood or whatever hack you're using. So kind of like, I don't know, it puts it out of reach, even further out of reach for people who don't have access to those things.
Yeah, we go back and forth.
I probably did say, I'm like, I don't care. And that's the take that
I don't know
that he hates.
I don't know. It was at Aduchinos. I don't know that one, but I'm down. I also copied and pasted it because I thought that next comment was awesome.
Wait, you know what I got out of his?
I don't even know how to say at Cooch CDTBNN. I hope you're screen recording so we can show it on there, but I don't know how to even say that comment. That is
B and then a bunch of equal signs D.
That's interesting,
bro. That's an eggplant emoji.
Oh, it is.
That's balls and wiener.
Did you not get that?
No,
Mick literally didn't get it. We know what it is.
I was like, oh, we're joking about text dong and
dong.
That, yeah, I get that.
So someone just
why do you guys know that? And I don't know that. What?
I don't know.
Because I'm perpetually 13 years old.
Because I've never grown up.
Yeah.
That was a great comment we got that week.
Hey, homeboy. We forgot. He said, once again, another great podcast.
That's right.
That's really what I got out of that.
That's all you need to see.
I'm going to choose not to
ignore
hear this. Yeah. I got bored with the comment.
It's all good.
Stop halfway.
Hey, I appreciate your awful PED takes. So that's what made the podcast great.
Thank you.
Again.
Thank you. And thank you.
Podcast great again. All right. Scroll up. Scott, I want to hit on Tour de Géants. Are you guys familiar with Tour de Géants?
Yes.
Danny, what?
No.
Bro, you can fast pack Tour de Géants if you want. It's 330 kilometers.
I like that.
And
90?
How many meters? 30 meters? 30,000 meters?
30,000 meters.
So it's 200 miles.
Wait, pause.
90,000 feet.
All of your world travels, are you meters guy? Or
man.
Are they in feet?
I wish that we had converted when Canada did. The imperial system bothers me so much.
It sucks that
everyone likes to think, oh, it's cool. Like, we're America. We have our own thing.
Not
right?
Cool.
But it's like, can't we just simplify our lives?
I would like it if everyone was on the same.
I should have.
Absolutely.
I just don't know it as well.
So is your watch, do you even use Strava?
I do use Strava, and it annoys me. How do you change the meter thing on the Strava maps?
Yeah, you can change it.
How? I've tried. In settings, it says choose your measurements. And yet when I zoom in on the map, when it shows a topo, it always shows meters.
Oh, on maps?
Yes.
I've only changed it for like that run.
No, on the map, it always shows. And to answer your question, I go back and forth and it drives me crazy because when I go to Europe, I feel like I should use it.
Yeah.
But then that's not how my brain works. Like my comparisons are to feet. So
next year, I've got a really high chance of getting into UTMB.
Awesome.
And I will train all summer on the metric system.
You should. That's the best way to win.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That and spinning my blood.
Yes.
I'm a big supporter of both.
I think after you spin it, you're supposed to drink it. Right?
That's how you take it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so Tour de Géants is going on right now. It's probably I don't want to say craziest. It's one of the wildest races in all of ultra.
Which one is it on that map you're showing?
Because you know that whole area, Danny.
So it's all of it. It's a big loop. Oh, it's a huge loop.
Can you make that bigger? Put that on our whole screen, bro. There you go. Yes. Look at that loop, dude. It starts and ends in Courmayeur, correct?
Yeah, and Tour de Géants is the second longest in this series. It's a 4-race series.
Tour de Glacier.
Is 450K. So long. But yeah, just the blue one is the.
Bro, so people are like, "Oh, are you doing tour?" They're like, "Oh, no, I'm just doing the small one. I'm doing tour 130."
What is 330? 200 miles?
The 330 is the one that front.
What is it?
250 miles and 88,000 feet of vert. Something like that.
Yeah, the vert.
That's the one Francois won last year on his comeback.
Oh, 205. So that's their 200 miler.
That's their Tahoe.
It's 79,000 feet of climbing. Oh,
I bet
80,000 feet of climbing.
No.
Francois did it, I think, in like 72 hours.
Oh my gosh.
72, bro.
Yeah.
You're not even enjoying the views at that speed.
The winner of that race, who's won it like 4 times, doesn't sleep.
Doesn't sleep. Yeah, it'd be great if you didn't have to sleep.
I researched a little bit last night and today. I'm like, okay, who's winning? Where are they at? Who's like the GOAT?
Who's the GOAT?
I don't even know his name, dude. Oh, it might be. It's either Richard Victor or Martin Perrier. One of those two.
Everyone else like, just let him have it.
Oh, I thought it was one of them. Anyway, maybe it's the Italian. I could get it wrong.
They only got 50K to go.
Yeah, they're gonna finish. Well, I guess it's already 9 p.m. over there now, so they'll finish in the middle of the night or tomorrow morning. Oh, they'll finish tomorrow morning. Yeah, Tim Tolson was in. He dropped. John Kelly's in it.
Oh, he can suffer.
Yeah, he's in.
John, you know who John Kelly is?
No.
Are you familiar with the Barkley marathons?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He's finished those. He's finished it like 4 times.
I think so. Yeah, he just did the. I think didn't he try the FKT this summer on the Appalachian Trail? But he failed. Failed as in he. I don't even know if failed yet.
Yeah.
God.
I think he didn't finish the trail.
Yeah, he's got to get Substack vlogs. Oh, he's on Substack. Yeah, thoughtful runner, cool guy.
Yeah, dope dude for trail running. So he's in it. He's still running in it. But the story that I wanted to touch on this, because you know this area way better than we do. In fact, I've never been. Sanjay Sherpa. This dog is currently in like roughly the top 10 at Tour de Géants. Just a week ago, he finished the Swiss Peaks 700 kilometers.
A week ago?
And 48,000 meters.
Oh my gosh.
I think he finished.
Is this a race?
Second
Another
or third.
race? The Swiss Peaks race?
Yes. It was going on during UTMB, so no one's talking about it.
Yeah.
It's this race that's
his tapering.
It's 435 miles and 157,000 feet of vert.
That's cool.
This dude, and he's currently top 10 a week later. He just finished a week ago.
You know what? Sometimes after doing that, that's when you feel your best.
After a 400 mile.
Yeah. Like my legs have never felt fresher. I am ready to go.
Look at this dude.
I think it was a multi-sport race. I think he was just running. Well, then in that case,
I'm not chump.
Is it running, biking? It's running and biking 700 kilometers?
Well, just seeing this photo.
Look at his bike, bro. Go back to his bike.
Ugh.
What?
Actually, can you imagine taking a turn? It's centrifugal force.
What dude happening there?
I don't even know what that race is.
So why does he have so many bad pictures? He's in beautiful area.
Come on,
like a blind monkey can take a better picture. Just like snapping a grass.
I'm surprised that your mind went there.
It's just some people go to beautiful places and you're like, how is this not possible?
Like, get me.
Why are you taking that picture?
Give me a good.
What is all of this? Like,
that would be me. My camera would be all like, I'd have like smudge marks on it from my thumb and on my phone.
When you grow up in Nepal, everything's pretty. You just. Oh yeah, that's probably true. Like yeah.
this dude's story is wild. I mean, that race must have taken a week. Takes a week off, and then now he's doing a 5 days on Tour de Géants. Like, I don't.
So let me ask you
Must be
guys,
his job.
what's more impressive, mileage or vert?
I mean, I guess it's a combination of, but vert is certainly harder in my opinion. If I had to choose, I would say vert.
Vert. I would say
I would.
too.
It just beats you up and down.
Yeah.
By the time you wreck your quads going down, you can't wait to go back up. But then halfway back up, you're like, oh,
This sucks.
can't wait to go back down.
And you hit a great point that so many people don't understand is that if I'm looking at 10,000 feet of vert, I'm looking at 10,000 feet of downhill. Almost every time I'm like, that's 10,000 feet of descent.
That's usually when at least in where my body breaks down in these long races, it's the descent.
Yeah.
It's the quad banging descent.
Quad bang.
It crushes. But yeah, I would be more intimidated by 150,000 feet of vert than I am 435.
Yes,
I'm not doing either. It's crazy.
But I mean, if you were just to go 434 miles, you're going from here down to Nevada. You're almost getting to Vegas.
Yeah.
Like if you just ran I-15, that's not like I could wrap my mind around that. But 150,000 feet of climbing, that means up and down.
Yeah.
I don't even know where you'd even do that around here. Our mountains don't even have that.
Yeah, that is one thing you learn when you go somewhere else. Everything's a 6,000 foot descent. You're like, oh my gosh.
Everything, yeah, they're like, everything is 3,000 to 4,000 meters. It feels like.
Yeah. You're pounding your quads when you go to Europe. Like when I see these races, I think of, I don't speak French, but the hot route. And I just remember on the third day, I was losing my mind because these descents are 6,000 feet always on this rocky trail. You can see the town just over your toes. That's how steep they are that you're descending to. And that's what's killing you is like, oh my gosh, I got to go down this again. And you don't want to walk. So you do this like weird, painful, like shuffle / run. And that's what starts to just eat at you. So when they're doing this, I'm thinking insane. Like, it drive me crazy.
I think like hikers and backpack people will do Tour de Géants in like 7 days, maybe 5 to 7 days.
Fast.
I think that's about right. But
The
the race itself, the winners will do it in like 3 days.
Yeah. The car was 150 hours.
But the winners, like Francois, 72 hours. But if you just go fast pack it, it's crazy they call it fast packing.
Yeah.
If you're going to go backpack it, you're there a week.
Too long. That's great. We've got other things to do.
Yeah. So would you highly recommend fast packing Mont Blanc? You did it in 2 days?
Yeah, I would. If you're strong, I wanted to do it in 1 day from the valley floor. I'm like, that would be an awesome thing.
So like UTMB essentially.
Oh no, I thought you said climbing Mont Blanc.
Oh, sorry, no, the tour.
Oh no, the tour of Mont Blanc. Yeah, I thought I did it 3 or 4 days. I felt like it was just awesome. If you went in the right time of year, you got the huts and you could break it up into 30-mile days, which was what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Man, it's awesome.
See, dude, I'm telling you, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I don't think that would exhaust me.
No.
Like that is I think the busiest time of year is the week before UTMB.
Yeah.
So the third week of August, it's like booked up. The huts are booked. It's like crowded on the trail. So maybe not ideal, but I was talking to Mick. I'm like, dude, if I get into UTMB, it'd be fun to go fast pack it over 3 days.
Yeah.
And then 7 days later, I got the race.
It would be. And it's great. It's great. Out of all the fast packs I've done, it's not my favorite because around the town of Chamonix, I felt like I was doing a lot of like ski resorts and paved trails and roads and stuff. But yeah, the backside, definitely some of the best miles.
Like commercialization and...
Yeah, it just wasn't great until you get back around to Courmayeur. From Courmayeur until you get back into Switzerland, that section is unbelievable.
Which is the back half, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a great section.
Okay. Are you guys following Kilian Jornet?
Yes, it pops up in my news feed.
It pops up in mine. Are you following?
I don't know what he's doing.
You don't know what he's doing?
No.
Okay. I don't know if I can even describe what he's doing. He's hitting every 14er in the U.S.
Yes.
In the lower 48.
or in the lower 48 states.
He was saying that like a ton of it's not even on trails.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's Nolan's 14 is known for like a lot of it's not on.
Yeah.
I had never heard that though.
Yeah.
Speaking of, another guy just set the FKT again.
Yeah, I
in the
saw that.
14ers this
Dude
morning.
beat Francois' FKT yesterday.
Okay, I did
By like
I did
20
see a
minutes or
little
10
bit of
minutes or
this.
something. So he's hitting every 14er in the lower 48 between run, hike, bike. So he bikes on the road and then he hops off and changes his clothes, sleeps, summits another peak or two, descends.
There's 63, right? I want to
Dude.
say, I keep seeing that number. So there's 63. Most are in Colorado. Colorado has 50 something. The thing I thought is that ride from Shasta up to Rainier, which is, I'm assuming he would end in Rainier, right? You go Colorado to the Sierras. I didn't look at his route, and then up to Shasta, then up to Rainier. I mean,
I think that's right.
riding a
It's a
bike.
beast.
Lots of skiers, I don't know about lots, have done the thing where they ski all the volcanoes, riding bikes to each one. So I know that gets done, but this is just, I mean, what is this? Is this just a thing that you throw together because you're bored?
I don't know.
When I saw it, it didn't make much sense to me.
He's a big project guy. He
Yeah.
likes to pick a project and tackle it with normal. No, he was with Salomon. Now he's just doing it with his own brand
Yeah.
with normal. But it just promotes him, promotes his brand. He probably sells a bunch of gear. But did those things ever interest you? Any FKT type deal?
I don't know if I'm an FKT guy. And something like this, just so convoluted. I just don't understand it.
I don't know if the social world can even understand it or follow it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big, beefy, hairy project.
It really is, encompassing several states.
Yeah.
It's just hard enough to wrap your mind around. Like, honestly, I find it more impressive, the girl that's doing all the 14ers in high heels. That to me is a more interesting project.
Yeah, for real?
Yeah, than Kilian. She even had some Italian shoe company make her up a specific like mountain shoe.
What?
That to me is more fascinating than what Kilian is doing
Is that happening right now?
right now.
And that fascinates you more? Does that mean it's
Yes.
more impressive?
Yeah, I'm more impressed by what she's doing because I can only imagine how horrible that would be. Kilian is just a super fast guy, probably the fastest guy ever. Now he's just doing fast guy stuff on more mountains.
With a bike?
Like, I would high five the girl in the high heels, right? But I don't know if I would high five Kilian.
You wouldn't high five him?
I don't know.
A chest bump. Just give a
Maybe like a fist bump,
Fist
not a high five. That's just a step below.
No fist bump, no eye contact. Just like whatever.
Well, honestly, I probably wouldn't recognize him, and probably neither of us would commit to eye contact. I
Yeah.
don't think either of us have that ability. So,
Yeah, that's another level.
but yeah, the girl that is doing that, she's fast in her own right. I think she had already done like the Nolan 14er. She had set an FKT for something, and now probably just out of boredom was like, "Hey, I'm here. Let's do high heels."
So is social media just pushing the envelope to like stupider stuff?
Probably.
That's 100 meter Lego runner chick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, chick set a Guinness World Record running 100 meters
That's a prop.
on
That's a
Legos
prop
barefoot.
bet.
I will
From
say,
New Zealand. Maybe you could meet her when you go down there.
when I was with Zach, we spent a lot of our time thinking of ridiculous things that you could do to make a video, because that's how you have to think. Like, how do I stand out in this crowded field of people? So you're like, oh, I'll run backwards up temp and eat a sandwich while doing it.
Zach's good at that. His creative senses are wild.
Yeah, it's just I thought I really liked hanging out with Zach. And I thought, you know what? He's my kind of influencer. Genuine, eager, and he does do that, but he does it in a way that doesn't annoy me.
He's
He's
that
funny.
is so valid.
He was funny, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked his videos. Now he's talking about catching grasshoppers and stuff. I haven't seen any of those.
Cooking. Shut
So, we'll see if I still like him.
So
I
into
like
berries. So into berries when we were in Canada, and then also running with him down here. I've never seen anyone more intrigued by berries.
But you're not like, you don't view yourself as an influencer. because you're more like a videographer,
Yeah,
video guy.
I mean, I'm not a snob. Like that makes me sound like actually I make movies.
I make movies
Right.
people watch and view.
I know kind of what would be expected of me to be a real influencer, and I always think I should probably do this, right? In order to make it more, I don't know, appealing to the masses. And then I can't bring myself to do it. Like, I'm not going to yell. Lots of yelling on videos on YouTube, right?
Yeah, you got it. You got to really show it.
You have to show it.
That's the thing. No, I was going to tell you, the very first thing that I noticed out of all the videos I watched, I was like, huh, listen to the music that he picks.
Yeah.
I like that.
People comment on the music, and I do pour through lots of music, and I do get upset because I can't use what I would like to use.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was just thinking the other day, I'm like, screw monetization. I just want to use the music I want to use. And then, of course, I'm like, well, then my wife will yell at me. She's like, you can't do this without making money. So,
yeah, because I was like, the song that he picked, I'm like, I don't think I would have picked that. And I'm like, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, look at the vibe that this.
You spend more time
creates.
finding the perfect song or like editing the videos?
I do spend a lot of time. I'll go through hundreds of songs. I subscribe to a service, and every video I'll get distracted because I'm just like, listening, scrubbing, seeing where if there's a part of it, and it's very annoying.
So that
yeah. What's that?
What music?
Epidemic. Yeah, is the very first one I saw, so I just went with it.
Yeah, well, keep doing that.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing.
That's what I like to hear.
That's the main thing that stood out to me. And then the second thing was that I'm like, I'm legitimately scared.
Then check both those boxes. I mean, I guess it's both intentional.
He's doing the mediocre amateur thing, man. That's the amateurism in him.
I put it on. I screen shared in my home. Put it on the big TV and had my kids and
I love it.
Watch you climb. Just go on some adventure and to be able to hold a 7-year-old's attention.
Did it do it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. My kids and my wife don't watch it. They find me very annoying, I think. Because they see me edit. So if you watch someone editing something, you're like, this is so obnoxious. The same stuff over and over.
They've been watching it for 2 weeks while you're working on editing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's like,
I get it. Like I play the guitar.
No. Oh, yeah.
So if I'm learning a song, everyone in the house is like, once it's done, they're like, oh, kill me. Got it. Yeah,
so true. You're like, just be glad I don't play the flute or the violin or something.
Play the drums.
Yeah.
Hey, Mick plays a mean flute.
Oh, yeah. The meat flute.
The old skin flute. Okay. This week is I'm Tough week. I got my hat. I didn't want to wear it. It is my trucker hat.
Give him a little breakdown of what that race means to you real quick.
I'm Tough?
Yeah.
Do you know where this race is, Danny?
Idaho.
Okay. Good job. Anything else?
That's it.
That's it. Great race.
Actually, something else I know about it is the first time I found out that the singer, from Death Cab for Cutie, that was when I found out he ran ultras.
Oh, I saw him.
Oh, because he ran that.
He ran that.
And then he just ran Western.
That's right. He just ran Western.
Yeah.
He's come run DC Peaks.
Yeah, great. We'll
I'll
get him
call
on
him.
here.
I don't know his name or his phone number, but
Or any of his songs off the top of my head.
but
It's where Soul Meets Body.
I know one. I know the one song.
I know.
Okay.
I learned it.
You did?
Of
You
guitar.
play it?
Probably not. Yes. It's a simple song. It's a good song.
So, I'm Tough is, where's my book, bro? Oh, it's on the ground.
Well, that's
You
just
reached that?
rude.
That is rude. I think it got spilled over with the Rockstar a couple of weeks ago. So we have a comment. I'll read this comment right here. Mick, you got that, buddy? Maybe I'll let you read the comment. Mick?
Okay.
I'll hold this book. Read the
Comment.
Mick.
Dude, I need to know. What am I in for at I'm Tough this weekend, or the weekend of the 20th? Jake has made a few passing comments about it on the pod, and I want to hear what his experience was and any tips he might have. Afraid I might die. Help your boy out. Next aid station. By the way, 2 hours, 15-minute pod today? Fuck yeah. Do another long episode next week so I can listen the following weekend while I'm suffering in McCall.
McCall, Idaho. So I didn't put his name on because I think he DM'd me. What's that? Strava comment.
That is public.
So it's public, but I should have put who was on there. I forgot who posted this, so I'm sorry, dude. But it's all right, Strava guy. We're here for you. If you want to know about my I'm Tough experience, it so happens to be in this book called Trial Running, written by me, Jake Kilgore. Ding, ding. Host of the Next Aid Station. So, Strava guy, it also is on audio, so you can listen to it on your drive to McCall.
Did you read it? The
I
audio version?
I read half of it. So I wrote the book in, let's see, I raced the I'm Tough 100 with Mick in 2020. I wrote the book basically the next 12 months and edited it, whatever, and then in late 2021 it published. And then like 3 years later, I want to say 2023 or 24, I'm like, oh, everyone's asking me for an audio version.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but I have to do the audio. So I read half of the book in audio, like sitting down at this mic, reading the whole thing. And then I listened back to like half a chapter. I'm like, ugh, this is terrible. I don't even want to listen to it. So then at that point in time, we had like 2 years of podcast.
Yeah.
So AI had come so far, I loaded all of the audio from our podcasts and it created it for
It
me.
created your audiobook.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
AI created my audiobook with my voice.
Oh, I was going to say you didn't pick like a British woman.
Yes, like my ChatGPT guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did I read it? Yes. Did I? No. So yes and no, I didn't read it, but it is my voice
Awesome.
translated through the Next Aid Station audio. So, it ended up working out awesome. Because when I started reading it, AI was not.
So you
there yet.
fed your audio from this podcast into AI to get your voice and then had it do the book. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So it is my voice. It is definitely me, but I didn't like sit down and read every word.
Awesome.
Because I did that and I was like, this sounds terrible. It sounded like I was reading. So I bailed on it.
11 Labs is the most popular one. You can upload audio clips to it'll.
11 Labs? Might have been what we used. I don't know.
They're like the fake Drake songs that sound just like Drake. No. I mean, I'm surprised that he hasn't sued people into out of existence with
I'm
that.
sure it's a thing. Yeah. So in I'm Tough, we're not even going to cover the runners in it. I don't know that.
Couple people, our boy Trevor Fuchs, our other boy Carl Meltzer, the GOAT.
Yeah.
Best of luck to them.
I feel like people are, I'm Tough. At least when I signed up for it in 2020.
We were with Trevor. He said, yeah.
The reason we signed up for it in 2020 was Wasatch and Bear got all COVID-y scared and didn't have their race. But Jeremy, the race director of I'm Tough, in fact, Carl Meltzer ran his Speed Goat. It's like you could do races in September of 2020. Yeah. You just had to jump through a few more hoops, do a few extra tests, wear a mask to pack up pickup and some stupid crap like that. But you could do the race. So Mick and I went to McCall and raced. Mick crushed the I'm Tough 50K.
Yeah, it was good.
What was the secret?
Just stop there, you know?
Great advice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sign up for the 100, pay for the 100.
Oh, I also got to run the last 8 miles of it.
Yeah. And then just run to the 50K and be like,
that's good.
Here's the thing, okay? It was hard. That's my excuse.
Yeah.
I don't have any excuses.
No, that was a good one, though.
So we went up together. We had a couple of our buddies with us. 4 or 5 of us in a truck went up.
Everybody dropped, except for you.
Yeah. There was fires in Oregon that blew over a bunch of smoke.
Yeah.
Like the AQI was like 180 or something.
It was the worst ever.
Super high. In fact, Trevor Fuchs, who is racing in, he was at probably the peak of his running career.
Yeah, he was
right there. He just won Hurt Wasatch a couple times. He won the Hurt 100, and so he was going up there to get his qualifiers, and But I'm Tough has been kind of that qualifier you could just sign up for over, in the Western United States. You didn't have to like hit the lottery at Wasatch or sign up for Bear within 3 minutes before it sells out. You could just sign up. It sells out now with like 205 runners. So they sell out every year. It's a tough race. It's 25,000 feet probably a vert, over 100 miles. And the year we did it, they just changed the course. So it was 108 miles.
That's not fair.
It is not.
Come on.
Because I got to 100 and I literally rolled into the last aid station and I was just...
Chopper me out. That's my 100.
Dude. And Mick was like, well, since I dropped and slept all last night, I'll pace you the last 8 miles. And we cooked.
Yeah, we did.
We ran hard those last 8 miles. I got in at 30 hours and 1 minute.
Brutal.
The extra 8 miles, and it was like, ugh.
That's not what you want to hear at 100.
No.
8 more miles? That's a lot.
That's how I feel about 250. And they're like, well, it's really 256.
Well, then say 256.
I'm like, the extra 6 is not nothing.
Yeah,
at that point.
Yeah, you're comparing it to something local, and you're like, okay, this is compared to what I have to do at home. And even that's not comforting at 6 miles. Like, that's a crappy run I do at home at 6.
Yeah, so we haven't checked the course since we ran it, but tip for Strava guy who DM'd me looking for some stories, there was a section on that trail. You had to go 17 or 18 miles with no aid, which today I'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
No big deal. Back then, I didn't even know how to carry supplies for that long, or maybe carry a filter. That'd be smart. There's freaking water on the course.
Yeah.
But like in the book, I was like complaining because you're just in Sufferfest. You're at mile 45. It's 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, cooking hot.
Your pockets are full of sliced watermelon, and you're carrying a water bottle in your hand.
Yes. So I don't know if that still exists on the course or if Jeremy rerouted it or resupplied there. I don't know. But that was definitely the toughest section of any 100 I've probably ever done. That section. That was hard.
Mm-hmm.
It was only the second 100 I'd ever done. I think I did Wasatch in 2019 and then I'm Tough in 2020. And that was freaking hard, dude. Very hard. So there's our stories. But Guy, pick up your version of the trial running book. I've heard it's great.
Almost nobody dies, so I wouldn't worry about that either.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure nobody's died yet on I'm Tough. So enjoy the course. Let's do some comments, Mick, and then let's wrap her up.
Okay.
Hit that one for us, bro. Yes. That's
okay. The deaf cattle dog 8608. The National Park Service just recently burned the north rim of the Grand Canyon to the ground. 150,000 acres of ponderosa pine and a 90-year-old lodge and cabins, and destroyed the first 2 miles of the north, how do you say that? Kaibab Trail, because they are incompetent. I don't think they get to complain about some guy running half a mile on an old trail.
So this is comment to our last episode. Mick no sincere.
One problem I have with it, they're the ones that told the judge that they didn't want to.
Yeah, so the National Park Service laid down a ticket, and then the judge laid down the hammer. National Park Service was like, hold on, pull it back, like pump the brakes. This is not as egregious as you're trying to make it out to be.
So some ranger gave him a ticket.
Yeah, and then the DOJ came over the top. But from what we read, National Park Service was kind of like, this is fine. We got it handled. Give him a little fine.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, but can we still just hate on the National Park Service?
Well, sure. We're here for it.
Okay.
We absolutely can. Is this true? Are they the ones that are responsible for burning down the north rim of the Grand?
We should look that up.
I don't know anything about that.
It wouldn't surprise me because they have a lot of burns go bad. And so, they probably don't start as many fires as trailer chains dragging on the road, but I know they start a lot.
Oh, you're saying like a controlled burn?
Yeah, that gets out.
Yeah. I thought that's what happened at the north rim of the Grand Canyon. It was a controlled burn that went
wildfire, it says. This is Google AI.
Maybe he's
lightning?
I want to say that I heard lightning too.
Okay.
You know how sometimes like they complain if you don't go in and do the proper maintenance. Like there's regulations in California, they don't let you go through and do that, and then it ends up causing more.
Yeah, it's a tinderbox.
Maybe that's what he's saying.
So no one intentionally burned the north rim of the Grand Canyon. The destruction was caused by the Dragon Bravo fire. That's intense.
Cool name.
Hell yeah.
A wildfire sparked by lightning on July 4th. The fire grew out of control due to strong winds, destroying the historic Grand Canyon Lodge and many other structures, leading to the closure of the North Rim for the season. I've never done the rim job. I've never hit the rimmy.
I haven't.
The rim to rim to rim.
They'll keep this closed as long as they can. If you were to tell me that it didn't open next year, I would not be surprised. They never have an incentive to open trails or maintain them. Like,
that's been your problem. Yeah,
that's always how I feel. When we went up to Bugaboo, we wanted to go to Bugaboo, me and Zach. There had been a flood down the trail, and it's still closed as of last week when I looked. And it's just, I told Zach, I'm like, they have no incentive. Like, it's less work for them to just say, hey, this is closed. But to people who go in the mountains, you're like, it's just a trail flooded with water. Even if there's a danger up above, it's a mountain. Like, we all deal with danger. We all know how to get up a mountain, down a mountain. The trail is ruined. Just pick another way. But, I mean, I would be surprised.
Jake loves government workers. He's had a phenomenal experience with them.
Pick up your copy of Trial Running here.
Well, if you organize a race, you probably have a special place in your heart and permitting.
We do have a good contact over there, but throughout the years, we've only been doing it for 5, but we've had some.
Yeah.
We've had some doozies too.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So that was fake news.
Yeah. So the commenter, the deaf cattle dog, said that the National Park Service caused the fire there.
He might be saying by negligence. He's saying that they went and...
Oh, the strategy there?
Yeah. We can just give him the benefit of the doubt.
Sure. Yeah, we agree. The National Park Service did burn it down.
Yeah.
I'm down with blaming them.
The U.S. Forest Service in like Salt Lake and Davis County, they crush it.
They would never.
They are the best.
They are
love them.
So cool.
Everybody else,
smart move, guys.
Yeah, this is a really long comment, so I don't know if we want to read it.
Great. Next one.
Okay, great. We're not gonna read that one. Scroll me down there, Scott.
He still has the FKT, so I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the bottom right there.
Michelino said he still has the FKT. Or this guy says he did. Sorry.
He's like, I don't care what you guys say. I have it.
Yeah.
He's my boy.
This dude commented, and he still has the FKT. Some website owned by Outside doesn't have the authority. The previous record holder, Andy Anderson, helped Michelino during his training and with routing. He already gave Michelino the belt buckle for the FKT. Andy Anderson is also the only Grand Teton male FKT holder that didn't use the trail Michelino did. Kilian Jornet used this trail. Anton Krupicka used this trail. But now it's an issue? This country's an absolute joke.
The whole country is going to pay for this FKT mix-up.
Yeah, they are. I'm going to lay it down on the country. Yeah.
All right.
I cannot read the next comment because I got cameras 44 and 45 blocking.
Diversity run just means opening the sport to groups that may not be aware of trail running. Come on, guys, don't be dumbasses. Depending on where you are growing up, you may not be aware of other running opportunities.
I also just wanted you to read that one.
But it does write a correction. Yeah.
And then at Chris Y4C2C he hit it with a follow-up.
And let me just first say, on reflection, my choice of words were not the best. While political correctness can go too far, clearly the intent of that run was just. Continued.
So I think he was listening.
It's okay.
Got an emotional
dumbass.
He got an emotional moment while listening and just fired off a comment. And then like 3 days later, he's like, I've reflected on this.
Yeah, you got to sleep on those comments.
Yeah, I reflected during my long run. I should probably go back.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to get them to believe in what I think by calling him a dumbass.
Okay, so the end of that last one, Mick.
I don't remember. something.
While political correctness.
Just read it.
Okay.
I'm not caught.
And let me first say, on reflection, my choice of words were not the best. While political correctness can go too far, clearly the intent of that run was just to expose others that may not know about sport to something we are privileged enough to enjoy. Your shows are always covering great topics, and I think most follow you because of your fresh take on things.
Ended with a compliment. It was very nice.
Thank you, Chris.
So they're like, these people have never heard of trail running. So how are they hearing about this run?
I'm not sure, but he retracted his dumbass comment by saying
That's
you gotta have fresh
They
takes.
didn't call me a dumbass.
It's cool, Chris.
I was like, there's a diversity run in San Antonio.
San Antonio.
So it's a diversity run. No, it's not even a trail run.
So
Boring.
it's a
There's no peak.
lame.
So I'm like, we looked up what there was like anyone who's of color, basically anyone who's not white.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm not going to your run. Why are we making this a thing all the time? Stop talking about it. So I was on our last podcast. He called me a dumbass.
Then retracted.
Then he retracted.
Where does that leave you? Like,
I feel great about it. I was wrong. And you know what? Everyone is welcome and included.
Diverse.
I think like running is the most inclusive.
I've never
Where
heard
your
of running.
entry is so small. Like
Bro, you could
legs.
throw those. You could throw those Crocs into sport mode, and you're ready to go.
Oh yeah, I don't even know if I need sport mode.
What is he talking like?
I don't know, man.
No, you're not getting away from
Oh
that.
no,
that
oh no,
extreme.
you're winding up.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on a sec. They've never heard of trail running. We're going to open it up so that we'll introduce you. Now you've heard about it. You're welcome to come with us. I just think that's a dumb cause. I think they've heard of it.
They've definitely heard of running.
Well,
It's not even a trail run.
the they that you are speaking of, according to their website, is the Black, Indigenous, and something else.
We're opening it up. They've never heard of running.
Black, Indigenous.
I don't think anyone is being introduced to running.
Doesn't work on this.
I don't either.
Or you need me to get into running.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I do understand wanting to go with a group, right?
Yeah,
I get that, but
So-
everyone's heard of.
Mix all for the group run. Let's just go on a group.
I'm like, why do you have to
Yeah.
make it about
Everyone's welcome.
skin color?
Everybody's welcome.
That's what I said.
I know.
But
Also makes you so much better than everyone else.
thank you.
Yeah,
Two of us get it.
yeah, I get it.
Two of us are better than everyone. Okay. Last comment. This may be the most niche fit for a podcast ever for me. As a Boston transplant, Mick,
Oh, let's go.
Mick's
I
people,
used to live there.
as a Boston transplant in SLC that loves my Boston Celtics and trail running, the anti-Laker Embiid content got me so amped. I just signed up for your race.
Oh,
Please tell me it's my Jazz.
Estonian.
Yeah.
I used to live in Malden. Let's go. I was not in a
DJ
Chinese gang.
At DJ Franchito.
Oh, perfect way to pronounce that.
That's my Italian. I believe DJ's Italian. I don't know.
I love Boston.
You do?
Yeah.
And now we got a Boston runner in our race because we happened to bring up a Joel Embiid. I bet he hates Joel too. This guy.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
For sure.
Says go Jazz.
Yeah.
Which I
The
feel like
Celtics.
just do that at the end, like, oh, go Jazz.
Yeah. That gives them all
Oh,
the credibility.
Yeah.
And Jazz.
And Jazz.
Say Utah. Go Mormons.
And Jazz.
Yes. All right. What is your next big adventure? Let's close with
Fast packing. GR20. You ever heard of the GR20?
No.
So if you look up lists of the hardest trek in Europe, I don't know why they don't show those ones. They're the ones you just talked about. But it's always the GR20, the hot route, the TMB. And so, yeah, he's going to right here. It's a challenging across Corsica, the birthplace of Napoleon. And the thing is, when you look at the mileage and you look at the vert, that's not the whole story. My plan was to do it in 4 days. The first 23 miles has 14,000 feet of climbing. So I've been sitting here waiting to go, just thinking, can I do 14K in a day?
Well,
sorry, 16,000.
You did it.
No, I did. I did 14. So I looked that up. That's the first thing I did. I'm like, I swear I've gotten this. That was 50 miles with 14. If you do 23 miles, it's 16,000. If you do 20 miles, which is the hut before that, it's 20 miles and like 14. So it's all
20 miles at 14K.
Right,
Yeah.
dude.
So
That is steep.
Yeah, that's steep.
800. I don't know. Carry the 1. That's
Carry the 4.
carry the 4. That's 1,000 feet per mile. Almost.
Yeah. I was thinking about it
Yeah,
as I was running the other day. I'm like, it's way harder than this.
Yeah,
Like,
that's. I mean, because you did 23,000 in a day when you did Wasatch.
yeah, that's true. And actually, ever since that, I've compared everything to that, right?
But over 100.
Yeah, but that's so much.
So
steeper.
here it's 107 miles with 40,000 feet of climbing, which is exactly what I think the Alta Via 2 had. And I'm like, if I did that, I can do this. The downhill. We talk about the downhill.
Yes, dude.
It's all about waking up that next day and whether or not you can actually move because of that much.
What does GR stand for? GR20.
Oh, Grand Randonnée. I think it's some French word. And I do notice that a lot of the trails are GR and then a number. So.
And you're headed there like this month?
Yeah. I was supposed to go tomorrow.
Oh.
But they're doing a strike. They're doing an air traffic controller strike. So then I changed my plans and then they moved their strike. And so it's just a mess.
We're going to strike, but later.
Yeah, well, they're like,
we're doing it later.
Let's do it in October. And I'm like, I already changed my flight. So yeah.
So the Corsica is an island off of France?
Yeah, in between France and Italy.
So where are you flying into?
You fly into Paris and you fly out of Orly and then you land at that Calenza.
Dude.
Most people go north to south.
You going with the crew?
No, it's hard to convince. As you get older, it's harder to convince people to do stuff like this.
People that you want to be around.
Yeah, they just want to ride mountain bikes.
Boring.
Yeah,
or run roads.
So yeah, solo.
Never heard of it.
Well, hold on, bro. You're going over there by yourself for like a week?
Yeah, 9 days. The travel takes up like 4 days. It's such a nightmare.
Ouch.
I know.
And then you got to, after all the travel and the time is off.
Yeah, you just
rally and go do it.
Which is pretty normal. Like when I did the TMB, I showed up. The hotel I wanted to use was going to be closed the next day, so I couldn't leave my stuff there. So I had to move all my crap to another hotel, go to bed at like 9:30, 10:30, wake up at 3 in the morning, and then start the TMB. After flying and being awake for like 36 hours. So
something happened when you did the Matterhorn that you had to move. There was someplace
all the time it happens.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's
you're like whatever. Let's
poor
go.
planning. And it's like whatever.
Well, it came across to me like you're a great planner. So just
that is
roll with
true.
that.
I am a terrible planner. It's one of my. I don't want to know what all the stuff is that might cause me problems. So rather than approach the truth, I'm like push it aside and let it happen in real time.
But if I was the guest going with you, I would have been like, oh no, this dude's like.
Oh,
yeah. He's a pro. He's dialed. He knows where he's going. I'm safe.
Yeah.
You're not. You're absolutely not safe with me.
Hell yeah. You got like a year or two planned out? Because there's got to be so many dope places you want to go.
Yeah, I have a list, and then I just watch the weather. Because it's not as simple as just going somewhere. You're watching the weather, trail conditions, and then pricing for tickets. Then maybe potentially this person goes with you, and you have all these balls in the air, and you're just like, boom. Okay, the weather lined up. I'm going to go do this. And you go do that. And then you just wait. And that's how it goes. Like every month. I don't know where I'm going. And then like 2 weeks usually before, I'm like, okay, let's go.
So you got to you just stay fit. You're just always
that. Yeah. People, what are you training for? I'm like, I don't know. Honestly, it's just
I got to check the weather.
It's just good to be fit. And then when something comes up like this, although specifically I knew I would be doing this in September. So I did kind of change my running to be more geared.
Where do you train?
Most of it's all in Utah Valley. So
Temp and all that.
Temp, Provo Peak, Cascade, Lone Peak.
Yeah.
That's usually where I go.
Dude, I should probably retire soon. You need a partner.
I do need a partner.
Dude,
I've been going with a bunch of internet people, and they're all awesome, right? But when you're filming too, it's hard to find someone who's comfortable. That's what I liked about Zach. Zach is fine with being filmed.
Yeah.
Most people are like, they're cool, and then you turn on a camera, they lock up. It's really hard to get anything out of them.
Oh man. Well, best of luck, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on. This
Thanks.
has been awesome.
Oh, this was awesome.
Getting to know you.
Great. Very professional.
Where can people find you, and how can we help push the Danny Bryson?
The hat, right? Mediocre Amateur. It's hard to spell, and so that also makes it a terrible thing to have.
Both words are weird to spell.
They're so hard. And again, that's why I got comments about how stupid the name was.
Well,
But
all they have to do is subscribe.
Yeah.
Then they don't
you
have to
don't
search for
ever
it.
have to spell it again.
Yeah.
And
Like I
appreciate
did.
that. Yeah, thank you.
I got you.
Dude, thank
Oh,
you
I
so much.
subscribed.
Whatever.
And next, I
I'll
subscribed
pile
from
on
Next
it.
Aid Station and from my
Oh, you
Jake
guys are
Kilgore.
awesome.
Okay.
What'd you subscribe from? DC Peaks?
No, just for mine.
Okay,
Very
we owe you one more subscription then.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. Go on. Where do they find you?
That's it. I mean, you can find me all sorts of places, but that's number one.
What's your home address and last four of your social?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Danny. This has been another episode of the Next Aid Station.